Merchant of Venice, Act 2, Scene 9. Belmont Arun, Nerissa. Quick, hurry up, I request you. Open the curtains at once. The Prince of Aragon has taken the oath and has come to make his choice. Trumpets sound. Enter the Prince Aragon, Portia, and their attendants. Portia, look, these are the caskets. Noble Prince, if you choose the one which has my picture, our wedding will be solemnized at once. But if you fail, my lord, you must leave the place immediately without any further talk. Aragon, I am bound by my oath to observe three things. First, I am never to tell to anyone which casket I choose. Second, if I fail to choose the correct casket, never for the rest of my life propose to marry any other lady. Lastly, if I make a wrong choice, I must leave at once. Portia, every suitor who comes here to make the choice to win my worthless self takes an oath to abide by these conditions. Aragon, and so have I agreed. May fortune now favor me in the desires of my heart. Gold, silver, and common lead. Whoever chooses me must give and risk all he has. Lead must appear as attractive before it makes me risk anything. What does the golden casket say? Now let me see. He who chooses me shall gain what many men desire. It says what many men desire. Here many may means the foolish majority who choose only by the external appearances, not knowing more than their foolish eye can assure them. For such an appearance can't go below the surface of things. It is like the swallow which builds its nest on the outer wall, open the disaster and in the very path of danger. I will not choose what many men desire, because I will not act according to what common men choose and put myself on the level of the ignorant and the foolish. Then I turn to you, a precious silver casket. Tell me again what inscription is on you. Whoever chooses me will get as much as he deserves. That it well said, because who will try to cheat fortune and will something without merit? Let no man wear the garb of dignity which he does not deserve. I wish that rank, promotions, and disappointments were not obtained dishonestly, and that pure honor could only be obtained by a deserving man. There are many who should cover their heads out of respect to their superiors, but still they stand bareheaded. How many would have to obey orders who are now giving orders? How many low ranking people would be separated out from the ranks of the truly honorable? How much true honor could be recovered from the worthless rubbish of life to be given its original brightness? Well, as for my choice, who chooses me will get as much as he deserves. I shall take up that which I deserve. Give me the key of this casket and unlock my fortune without delay. He opens the silver casket. Portia, you paused too long for one who has found good fortune. Aragon, what is here? The portrait of a fool with goggling eyes who offer a written note to me. I will read it. How unlike Portia is this portrait? How dissimilar to what I hoped for or what I deserve. Whoever chooses me shall get as much as he deserves. Did I? Then deserves no more than the head of a fool. Is that my price? Do I deserve no more than this? Portia, to commit an offense and to pass judgment on the offense are quite different actions, and in their nature they are opposed to each other. Aragon, what is this? Reads, this metal was tested 7 times by fire. A judgment similarly is tested 7 times. If it has never to go wrong, some people chase shadow, and get only an appearance of happiness. There are some foolish men who are disgusted by the silvery hair of old age. So was this casket discussed with a covering of silver. A fool's head will always be your head, irrespective of which wife you take. You may leave now, your chance is over. If I stay longer here, I will appear a bigger fool. I came to win Portia with one foolish head, but I return with two. Farewell, dear lady. I will keep my promise and patiently suffer my misfortune. Aragorn goes off with his followers. Portia. Thus, one more moth has been burned by the candle. Oh, those headstrong fools! When they choose, the wisdom of their superficial knowledge makes them lose. Nerissa, the old saying is true that being hanged and being married to a wife are decided by fate. Portia, come draw the curtains. Nerissa, enter a servant. Servant, where is the fair lady? Portia, she is here. What do you want, my lord? Servant, madam, a young Venetian has just arrived at your gate. He has been sent in advance to announce the arrival of his master. He brings from his precious tokens of courtesy, that is to say, costly gifts in addition to greetings and messages. So far, I have not seen so generous an ambassador of love. A day in April never began so pleasantly, showing that rich summer is at hand. In the same way, the horseman comes before announcing the arrival of his master. Portia, speak no more. I request you. I fear that you would say he is a relation of yours since you bestow on him now such a great praise. Come, Nerissa, for I wish to see the swift messenger of Cupid who has arrived in so decent a manner. Nerissa, may it be Bassanio, O God of love, in such is the will. They go out.